done talking live streams like that, and especially regarding UFC. I think I've done for the previous event as well, but I've been more consistent before. Lately, I've been busy with my own training for preparation for boxing pro debut. So, yeah, life is going on, and there are other things happening. However, I definitely tried my best to wake up earlier for the prelims as well. At least I watched half of it. So yeah, there were some, as usually, some fights from the prelims or in the beginning of the card are more entertaining than the main card. And well, yeah, we can talk about it. I'll tell you my opinion regarding the whole event. One second. Sending a message to your friend. Okay, welcome. Hi, Nayan, Antonio. Hello. Looking good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So here we go. Basically, I woke up, went to the event to watch it, and it was just started. Johnson versus Brundage, and well, that was I never I never watched Dante Johnson fighting. Um, Honestly, and his striking style, his movement was a little bit surprising to me. I mean, no judgment or anything, but that was the first fight, and well, apparently seems like he was very frustrated. Didn't go as the his usual knockout finish and very like flamboyant. Also, that was like the longest fight of his career. That happens. I mean, it doesn't determine if you're good or not. It's just sometimes you meet someone that is a tougher opponent or an opponent that is hard to match the style with, and it's just that was the fight. I was happy to watch Cody Grambrat versus Xiao Long. That was uh, well, that was also a little bit controversial. Some things happened. Do you agree with the point deduction and well, essential loss? I do believe that Cody won. Honestly, even though his general strikes were not that um, the amount he was behind on the amount, but uh, one of the commentators just mentioned, I think, about that the long was almost like shadow boxing. Yes, he was moving a lot, being quite intensive, but at some point it just felt that a lot of those strikes were into the air. Um, and I think the fair it was fair to do the point deduction. In the main card, what do we have? Well, we have two uh, prominent fights that I would emphasize, and that are personal. I think me and other people who watched the card, I think those were the most interesting. I don't know what happened in the early prelims. In the first half of the prelims, I was still asleep. Just gotta remember, guys, I'm in Vietnam, in Trang. I'm in my own training, quite a strict scheduled training. So sleep is a very important thing. I'm not cutting on the sleep way too much. However, for this specific event, I try to wake up as early as possible. Welcome to chat. My husband is in chat as well. Where you? I'm in Vietnam, the trunk and the coffee shop, down to my apartment. No, it's not the natural hair. I have been at Lilith Fair concert. I don't know who's that. Hey Matt, good to see you. I just sent you an email. Yeah, please take your time whenever you have free time and look at it. Well, two fights from the main card. Those are two first two fights basically. We have Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. Um, well, Rodriguez was uh, pretty much uh, got a lot of skepticism from people for. I think he signed contract quite late in UFC, like 34 years old. Um, and that's his third victory in the UFC, and it was just a flat straight knockout round one. Also, I need to mention something that because of the weight classes in UFC and how big gaps are between the weight classes and this culture of water cutting and then regaining the weight, you can see a lot of weight bullies. You can see um, natural like light heavyweights and maybe even heavyweights going down all the way to the middleweight, and that's not the first time happening. I'm from Georgia, same country as Mira Dvalishvili, Topurias originally. Their parents are Georgians and born in Georgia, Asia. Uh, where do you live in the world? Vietnam, Natran, or that's the area Southeast Asia? Teach me to be a strong man. You can teach it to yourself. Uh, I'm not being mean or anything. It's just uh, like you guys should be aim to be the leaders around for your people. I'm already married. My husband is in the chat and he's welcoming you as well. I fell asleep the other day during the live. LOL. Well, that's okay. That's good. That's cool. She likes UFC. She's training for her professional boxing debut later this year. Well, that's the irony. I'm following both on boxing and mixed martial arts. Oh, got the email from Matt. And as me competitively, I aim for boxing. That's what I do well. That's what I'm being very like getting better and better since last year. I've been around boxing for 10 years total now. I did some amateur boxing back in Georgia. Um, I was even in the team for a short time, but it was the standard was different. There was not that much competition. Then I just moved on and became a personal trainer and started educating myself on a lot of things surrounding human body and physiology and performance. And since last year, I have been really setting it as a goal to really prepare, go through a quick pre camp, get in a solid level, and basically then debut in the pro boxing on my terms, so called. I love technicality in the boxing, footwork, angle cutting, timing, like building the style. So that's kind of that's why the reason why I love martial arts, and that's general just my kind of sport. Anyways, yeah, I'm going through the UFC 326 right now, and also trying to look through the chat. Well, before I mean, we have the last three fights were okay, not the best, but Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson, I have to point it out. That was beautiful. Johnson was winning, like, and well, it seemed like he was winning, and he actually he was doing everything perfectly, at least in the first round, and until the beginning of the second, and then. But that's the thing. Sometimes the way it seems, it's not the truth. I like how the Drew Dober, he basically knew he knew what he has to do. He was just waiting for his time. He was getting in the right distance. He was finding the gaps. Then he did it perfectly. That was like even the in stop motion. That was probably the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful knockouts, clean knockouts I have seen lately. So, and of course, well, you have last two fights before the main card. It's okay. I mean, there was um, those were regular solid fights. And Olivier Holloway, I'll be honest, for BMF belt, Olivier played it quite safe. I'm not judging it, but that's my opinion. I went through pretty much what I thought. Now I'm gonna just look in the chat and we can talk about it, or talk about pretty much martial arts generally. Your Pink Panther short is epic. That's the mud bath spas, quite common here in Vietnam and on Nha Trang specifically. Very relaxing, by the way. Which language are you speaking? Georgian, English, and Russian. I speak three languages. My Vietnamese is very little, and I like languages. I'm looking forward to learn more. My husband is Norwegian, so I really definitely want to learn Norwegian at some point. But I've been focusing on other things right now. Not from Argentina. Hi, Bert. Good to see you. What's up? What's going on here? Just sharing my opinion regarding the latest UFC event, and yeah, just talking. Also, live streaming for the consistency. It is important to keep channel growing. However, that's not the only thing I'm doing on my channel. Somehow, it just ended up to be sports, both UFC or MMA, just UFC focus. Mostly watch and review, talk about UFC and boxing events. Me training boxing, so it's like a one direction. Then there's art, literal painting, live stream, live and creating my artwork. That's a recent addition, and well, it's found quite a good success, and I'm very happy about it because I was always thinking how to put my me as an artist. I'm artist first and foremost, even in the martial arts and combat sports. I look at it as an art form of art. So now it's aligning quite well. I also sing and host karaoke, and that's a kind of entertainment part of the channel. Hello, Fanas. Hi. Thanks. Talk about your father. Me and my father are good. Wasn't perfect. My parents were divorced, and there were a lot of things going on when I was a child. But I have a peace made, and my parents have made their peace with each other long ago. So yeah, I'm in contact with my father for sure, and he's very proud of what I'm doing. I actually like it. Like that's I think my mom, my grandma, they're like they try not to they try to not to mention boxing, but my father is like, oh, I saw your recent live and video. You're actually you're in such a good shape. So father fathers usually give that kind of encouragement, and maybe I didn't have that earlier in my life due to different situation, but today. That's the relationship I have with my parents. Pretty much supportive and mutual. That's okay. I've been speaking English slowly at some point in my life, and well, now it's definitely better. Good morning. I just got see, and turns out it doesn't mean boxing competition. So you're in Danak, in the trunk. I'm in the trunk. It's around 9 hours from Da Nang. It's also a coastal city. It's a smaller version of Da Nang. Da Nang is way more, way bigger. Well, my husband, Aiden Chris, that's my husband. He's asking what you guys think about the UFC card that just aired. Well, I already said it. I'm not gonna repeat unless people ask me. So I'm just gonna keep going through the chat. Good morning to you as well. I'm from Georgia. Georgia, Tbilisi, born and raised, speaking fluent Georgian, but I'm having Slavic roots from my mother's side, so I also speak fluent Russian. So yeah, I'm in that part of the world, Pakistan, Georgia, Pakistan, Turkey, Armenia, Russia. That's the neighboring countries. I'm streaming from Vietnam from the trunk. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Matt. UFC is lame. I mean, You definitely there are definitely certain things that are maybe were not as polished before, but were cooler, and now there are certain downsides to it. But you can't call it lame. Definitely not the case. But there are certain issues, and I agree with that. Lovely country, thanks. Hey, from Australia, hi. I'm from Georgia, as I said, from Sakartvelo. How are you doing? I'm following you. Appreciate it. I'm doing well. Just ordered um, hot chocolate. I'm not having caffeine anymore because apparently according to my program, my sleep has to be perfect, right? So pre-camp, preparational, baseline building, fatigue management, that kind of athletic preparation takes, uh, quite a meticulous execution of that program. And caffeine, apparently, I had coffee maybe I think it was Friday the other day when I had a rest day, and I kind of had it in the morning and just only one coffee. Also, coffee in Vietnam is quite strong. I'm from Texas. Howdy. Yeah, Texas faults are cool. Good to see you here. I wanted more punches and kicks for the main. Fair enough. Absolutely. And as much as I love, and we all love both Max and Charles, who's probably one of the most beloved fighters, mixed martial artists in UFC. I'm not gonna excuse Charles. He played safe game. If that was a championship fight, okay, we could say, yeah, like you just win, you kind of Max had to think about his game. But when it's a BMF, like yes, we wanted some blood. That's what we wanted. In the beginning, it was okay because even though it was on the ground, you could see Charles clearly attempting. There were some dangerous moments where we're like, "Oh my God, that will be a submission." But then, it's just continued. It would be nice to have more striking exchange. From the other hand, obviously, Max would excel on that, and basically Charles didn't let him do what he does the best. At least he didn't let him do that enough. And then later on, even when they had short exchanges, because Max was more tired, pretty much. Yeah, you can't say that Charles was very behind on striking either. There was some good moments from him, but the point is he literally played his game completely safe, and yeah, I don't know. That's I think all of us have that feeling, maybe even without judgment or hate, but that was not a BMF fight. You look like you're an American, but I'm not. White House card. Yeah, it was announced. Topuria Gagey as a main. Interesting, but I'll be honest. Then you have Gan Pereira. Okay, Gan Pereira. I mean, Pereira is interesting. Just Pereira going heavyweight is interesting. Um, and I don't think they had anyone else prominent enough in the heavyweight at this point to make a White House thing, because Gan should be a little bit rather suspended or something for that um, case with Tom. So it was very controversial. But anyways, if you would just take away all that hype, it just feels like a card. Yeah, it's okay. It's a good card, interesting. There are and other fights in the card are interesting, but not like the White House. In White House, you imagine all the titans coming along, and we understand that it might be impossible due to different reasons, right? Some athletes need recovery, some athletes just retired. Just not going to be possible to do all of it. As Dana said, matchmakers picked all available fights and put it to him, and he picked the ones. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I have a feeling it might change though. There's still time. I have a feeling that it's not like an end plan. There's something might happen. We have we might have some changes. But I'm looking at the White House card more as the another UFC event, not like something extraordinary. If that was Ilia versus Islam, or even at least Ilia versus Arman, okay, that would be maybe, and Pereira versus Gunn. Okay, well, more interesting. But I'm pretty much sure that Ilia is sleeping Gagey. As much as I like Gagey, Justin Gagey, it's just I think the real deal is Ilia versus Arman and Ilia versus Islam at that point. Uh, Fanas was asking about your southpaw work. You can elaborate, but from outside perspective, it's going really well and you're still getting unlocked. Well, it's getting you're becoming like when you learn one language and two languages, and then it just starts flowing. You if you try and insert of course, it doesn't feel like I'm locked in the one stance anymore. It almost feels like I can improvise. And good thing is, I'll actually do an edit from the yesterday's sparring session. The things I try, the footwork, the like literally moving on the feet, not just straight forward or but moving all over and changing directions when I need to, or even sides. Even guys mentioned that is actually quite like the effect of it is quite confusing, and it's like they called it a good footwork, good move. They loved how I move, not just conventionally, but more like kind of getting into distance, pressing gradually, but still having it under control. And well, that's how I look at it. That's what I'm trying to get better at. And southpaw is like a missing block that I think I was missing. I think it already gives me quite a good advantage to be able to comfortably switch stances and execute. With no martial arts experience, what program would you recommend for beginners for overall self-defense and get stronger? Just go to the gym, start going to the classes where it's a healthy environment, good coach. That's the best you can do in the beginning, and then just gradually work it out because you're gonna learn from other people. Sometimes you will stay after the class and you will teach each, or someone teaches you something. Sometimes coach takes more time and gives you thing. If you can hire that coach personally for the personal sessions, that's even better. But that's pretty much what I would recommend. Thanks for spoiler. I'm so sorry. I should have warned you. It used to be 350-pound dude versus 150 dude with one style. Tease flew. Well, that's why we have the weight and gender classes and like yeah, we have certain separations. Okay, they should put Islam Gary on it. That's another one. Yeah, Islam Gary would could be a good one as well. Well, young Gary is at least he seems to be training in Georgia as part time at this point. I don't know anything about where like how long he stays or like which day he trains, but he's been claiming he's training in Georgia. Actually, I made a little mistake in one of my first videos. Obviously, I deleted that video and re-uploaded it without that mistake. And well, the actual coach who was training was in contact with me, just asked me like, "Sorry, that was like a mistake or misinformation." I was like, "Okay, I didn't want to." So I talked a little bit with him, and he said, "Yeah, so he's training now in Georgia with them, and that's all I know." Um, but with for young Gary, it's generally a good way. I wouldn't say only for Islam. Even if he doesn't fight Islam next, that's good for him. He has longer time, and he can just train as long as possible. The longer he trains, the better he gets at it. At the at the freestyle wrestling, maybe there's some sambo elements. Georgians have basically freestyle, sambo, and very sometimes those people, Greek Romans as well, they train kind of collaborate in their training at times. So As I said, that's just an assumption, but he could be exposed to those different, but beautiful, offensive wrestling styles. Hair is pretty. Thank you. I'm married, not. Oh yes, Matt says she's happily married. Matt is our friend and moderator. I'm from Georgia. Greetings from Mexico. Greetings from Vietnam to you. So usually when you work out, your hands become a bit tight. So how do you still have the dexterity to paint so beautifully? I think it actually helps the stability. So in the painting, you need a steady hand rather than any type of flexibility. The stronger you are physically, the more, the longer you can do that, the less asymmetry you develop, the more you can control your body. If it gets too tight, you just feel your body better. A 45. We're talking about the UFC card that just happened. That's what my husband responding in the chat. You're awesome. You're awesome too, guys. In I mean, I don't know most of you, but uh, I believe you're awesome too. Thank you, Mike. And no, I'm not single. Hi, a natural letter like your hair. My woman is a redhead. Just stopping by to say, well, greetings to natural redheads from a fake redhead. I'm not really natural, but I'm pulling it well, don't you think? Yeah, hello, sister. I'm enjoying the contest. Thoughts on how sloppy RDR and Kaio fight was? It started well, and then it went. Um, well, basically, uh, RDR was more, I would say, consistent with his pace. He was pretty much in the same pace, and it was very hard to hold someone down like Kaio is so athletic, so strong, physically strong. Kaio did a great job. I think that his plan was to set up the higher pace and excellent head movement, good distance work, even when he was tired. But it really did become more sloppy, and that's due to like Kaio couldn't keep up with that higher pace himself, and well, Ardir didn't get tired enough to get like mentally destroyed or anything like that, and there was neither any um, knockout or knockdowns. Like there were not like clearly dangerous moments, except when Kai actually pushed, like again because of his physicality, like pushed Renee, and it's like it just was like some folks are just physically stronger and athletically more trained, but that happens when the plan was to rather keep that high pace or maybe finish the fight somewhere in the middle, but neither of that happened. And well, essentially, it's about just making sure secure the win or survive the fight, and that kind of stuff. You look like Mirab. Well, I'm from the same country as Mirab, but I don't think we look alike. No, it's not natural hair color. My hair color naturally is well, my husband would say it's okay. Let's call it light brown or light ash color. It's if you've seen Slavic women with not a blonde hair, but quite light. It's not like a dark brown or even average brown. It's like a lighter than that. Um, that's my hair color, and that hair color really picks up pretty much anything, any other color quite well. The bronze tail. I love him. Everyone loves him, but that was not a BMF fight. That was a safe victory securing. Oh, hi from Spain, Galicia. Hello from Vietnam and Trang. We're talking about boxing. Well, not today, but I'm talking here and every now and then I talk about boxing, my training, because I train daily, and yeah, just you can watch some of my I have some sparring live streams, some group session live streams, some boxing live streams, and you can check that out. Hi Denmark. Huh. When Van Damme or Steven Seagal, I would say Van Damme. Hello, hello. Never had a ring girl to be so knowledgeable. I'm not skinny enough and don't have enough big enough boobs to be a ring girl. Some Americans have a white hairs, blonde. Well, they are. It's a country of immigrants, technically. I mean, currently it's a mix of some indigenous folks and basically immigrants from all around the world, and predominantly from Europe, actually, some Hispanic. So the UFC matchup that I would like to see. Um, I would like to see Islam Morales, Michael Morales. I would like to see definitely Ilia Tarakian, and Ilia Islam potentially somewhere in the catchweight, maybe if that will be possible. Maybe it doesn't happen this year, but in a year or two. Well, Mirab and Piotr Jan, the trilogy rematch. Um, I'm just thinking some of the other. There are quite a lot of matchups, but sorry, I zoned out for a second. It happened. So happy that Charles won. Like for me, I actually wanted to for Charles to win too because I thought again it would go more BMF style, and I thought that Charles would have to stand his ground. But then when I saw what happened, I was actually by the end I was like, Max, please just throw those hands, just put that. The reason was because it's just a fight. I mean, you usually I don't complain about things like that, but that wasn't a BMF style fight. I love your vibes. Thank you. Italian, no. Georgian. You're boxer. You're gorgeous. Thank you. Yeah, you can watch some of the stuff on my channel. You judge yourself. She's a tiger warrior, not a man. No, no ring girl. Yeah, I'm rather aiming for that. Georgia Red Tigress. That sounds quite cool. Describe your outfit. It's just black long dress. And as you notice, guys, I like wearing black. Simple, plain. I like to mix some other colors, but I'm not the brightest and the lightest color is my hair color usually. Accent sounds amazing. Thanks, Siberia. Siberia is cold. Just want to show support and say hi. I appreciate it. Thank you. I love strong women like you. I do love strong women too. Strong, stoic, calm, self-centered women and men as well. She looks English or Scottish. I've been told that before. UFC is heartless. Fighters gonna get the victory no matter what. Sometimes Charles and versus McNuggets would be fun. I like the Usman versus DDP talks. Usman versus DDP. Well, Kaio also called out DDP. Could be interesting. Why not? Um, Charles McNuggets. Well, I don't think that's happening. I agree. Yeah, win is a win. I do agree with that. It's just I'm talking about what people feel like, and sometimes I might feel like, but it's not. I might feel something that it doesn't really bother me in that sense. It's just the honest opinion. Was it same BMF type like um, like Holloway Korea or like Holloway versus Gage, for example? No, it wasn't. Yeah, different styles, different. We all know that grappling, and if it's not only BJJ plus wrestling on top, but if you just have BJJ, okay, against generally only striking, it works, right? And that happens. That's happening since Gracie's, and then it's happening after when some or Caucasian Russian wrestling was introduced. Sambo was introduced to UFC. Those are just more dominant styles. So unless you have very strong wrestling, sambo, BJJ, or just strong takedown defense and athleticity for it to be able to defend uh, those attempts, it's hard to impose for strikers. It's difficult to impose their game. That's what I like about Ilia. Apart from, yeah, he's Georgian, but if he was not, I still like about him that he's actually a wrestler, and I don't think people seen him wrestling enough. But that's he keeps wrestling as a cushion to make sure that he recovers, that he knows how to okay, if it's a wrestling, let's wrestle. But he always pushes his fights in the striking, specifically boxing, and I like it. I think a lot of people love his style, and that makes him prominent due to that. And you cannot change. Yes, organization cannot change their rules, or they can, but they don't do that at this point because they actually there been some rule changing throughout the years of development of UFC, and that's not natural. But then it's also you cannot control how fans feel about it, right? You're not fasting. Not at this point. At this point, I am actually eating quite consistently, quite high calorie. For me, it's not high calorie, but I eat from 2,000 to 2,500 calories daily. But it's very clean, nice, delicious, home cooked food. And well, here and there I have. It's just a hot chocolate, but it's just maybe 150 calories total, and I don't have anything else upon it. So, hello, hello. Happy Women's Day. Oh yeah, that's right. That's a Women's Day. Well, in my part of the world, people celebrate it. A natural pretty woman who doesn't need to cover herself in rubbish to be interesting. You have my vote, and I wish there were more women like you. I appreciate it. Definitely an advocate for women, young girls to focus on their journey on personality development. We all have our heroes arc, right? I also tell well, majority of my audience are male, so I also tell them that guys get stronger, both physically, mentally, educate yourself, put yourself in the good surroundings, put yourself in the room where you are the least smart person, so you can learn from superior people. But so I tell same to women, to girls as well. The only problem is, unfortunately, women are usually not. That's not what they're interested about. But there are few. There are few, and that's already something. Also, very often I have a male audience who are in the age that they have young daughters, and I've been told that, and I think that was the best compliment I ever received on the channel, that someone has two young daughters and he shows them my videos and he wants them to be to take some examples from me, to be like me, when they grow up, meaning, they preserve their femininity, and they're nurturing and kindness, but also they stand their ground, they train, they develop, excel physically and mentally, and they just stand on that path. So I think that's we should encourage that to young people, to everyone. Can you give me an opinion in your heavyweight class right now? Alex Pereira is sent, like, and not going to. I think he's literally sent. Like Dana probably asked him to or something, to go and save the heavyweight division right now. That's what I'm gonna say now. Yes, today's Women's Day. Thank you. Hi, Cappy. Привет. Yes, that's Russian. I'm from Georgia. Scrolling through the chat now. But still thinking about what to say. Do you have any suggestions? Just say hi. Feel free to engage in the chat. Oh, what did you heard, Cappy? I didn't really read it properly. I think I need to sprint on grass rather than solid surface. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of trick. I mean, um, when you do it on solid asphalt, it has its benefits for when it comes to the like a power development, but it also comes with the risks of injuring yourself, especially in the beginning. So if you just started, choose softer ground, or rather it's a running track, or yeah, grass is better. Right now, just let it heal. Don't push it. It's better to let it heal now and see how it goes in a little bit, rather than just push through the pain. Good night from Georgia. Natural pretty, no makeup. Girls, good night. Yeah, like a beach or sand or similar. Painting men. Wow. I paint both men and women. I don't have any. At this point in my life, I don't have like a preference. I just like painting portraits, figures. I always end up injuring myself. That means you push too hard. Adaptation and assimilation is before. It's more important than pushing beyond your limits. You kind of need to build your body first to be able to gradually push beyond the limits. You always paint. Thanks, Lord, you're on camera. Okay, yeah. Well, there were times when I would only box, or I would talk quite a lot like this. So I guess it's changing all the time. But you make to Aspinall joining her, and I heard about it, but I can't tell you anything. I don't have an opinion on that at this point. Hello, hello. Goodbye. Just how good Ilia Topuria is. He is great. He is, and so far he's proving. I'm not saying everyone is under the risk in this sport. Everyone is beatable. If not now, at his prime, then if he stays long enough, I assume Ilia is type of fighter. He actually has planned ahead. He's probably going to retire a little bit past his prime, something like that. Maybe move to boxing. I don't know. Just make something out of it. He's not one of those fighters who's just going to be till the end and go on the downhill, but stay in the sport. And still, no one is 100% secure from someone who is younger, bigger, stronger, better at fighting IQ. Yeah, you might have experience over them, but again, sometimes experience is not enough. Sometimes experience is everything. Like Alex Volkanovski pros, you know. impossible to hate Volk for that, because he literally shows that he still got it. He also kind of proved that, well, people, some of the Elias haters like to say that he beats up the washed up, good fighters and legends, and Volk literally goes back to featherweight and just schools uh, the whole division. Like there is no one to beat him at this point, I think, with his mentality and training ethic. So it kind of proved that Ilia was really good. Actually, even before that, Islam, like one of the, I think both of them said one of the hardest fights for them was Volkanovski. For Islam, it was the, what was the first fight was one was decision. Second was one it was not knockout. We're talking about the Islam was saying that Volkanovski first fight where he actually went on short notice was like the trickiest for him, and I think Ilia mentioned the same. So that man is definitely a legend. He's 37 years old, still holding his prime. Notice football players in countries like Brazil have been playing on concrete and asphalt since they were young, yet they possess high skill. But if someone is used to playing on grass, it's normal. Kind of yes and no. Well, when you do something from the childhood, you're more adapted to it. It still doesn't kill the risk of injuries. All those great football players usually have the medical history of um, joint issues, very often knees. Pereira or Deontay Wilder, who has more knockout power? Hard to say. Well, Wilder is probably he's like a top five of the hardest boxing punchers. But boxing has very, because it's Alex comes from the kickboxing background. Uh, the Wilder is boxing, so I think if we're talking about punching power, like hands, I think boxers can generate the best punching potential because that's all they do. Because in kickboxing, you still have to have a specific stance that is optimal for the leg kicks and both for hands and for legs. So I think due to that, technique wise, probably pick Wilder. However, I might be wrong. You painted by a professional, it's hobby. By the way, you look pretty on Women's Day. Thank you, appreciate it. And well, I paint on professional level, but this is me actually trying to also make make it work as well. Because definitely, of course, I want to sell my art. I want to sell the prints. I want to. We're in the process of preparing online shop, and where there's going to be a merchandise, some products, and including the prints for my artwork. And there are also going to be separate auctions for the original pieces as well. So yeah, it's definitely I'm doing it professional. Experience the weights, just experience. You, Peter Yan, here I come. No, it's not the natural red hair. Subscribe. Oh, I'm all the way up in the chat. My Aussie Shepherd's name is Princess Leia. That's cool. Cool name. Love the accent. New sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's up from New Zealand? Hi, New Zealand. Yeah, good to see you. What time is it? Is it in New Zealand right now? It should be later. Hope you've been well. I'm doing good. It's a rest day. No training today. Just live streaming. Then more rest. And then karaoke later on. I usually live stream that as well. On Sunday, 9:27 p.m. It's quite late already. Jeez. Got it. You have a nice hand in art. What's your call name? I'm Shibli from Bangladesh. Nice to meet you. Diana. My name is Diana. It's 12:27 a.m. in United States. Interesting. So the New Zealand is closer time wise to United States. Georgian wrestling or Russian wrestling? I think the Iranian one is the best, especially in the not fair point. Yeah, special Greco-Roman. Yeah, very strong. Some Georgian wrestlers been facing Iranians. Sometimes they lost, sometimes they won. But it's tricky to say because Georgia is also a small country, both comparing to Russia and Iran. Yet, our athletes, this is exactly how it goes. Sometimes they lose, literally in the finals to Iranians or Russians, and sometimes they win. That's how kind of they go hand in hand. So I think the styles are very similar. Genetics are quite close too, especially if we take like Caucasian part of Russia, like Dagestan, Chechnya, it's like the south of Russia, basically. Georgia, then you take Armenia, you take some Iran, Turkey. It's still there. There's some similarities um, in the genetics. Diana, princess. Yes, for some people it's easier to remember it that way. So yeah, Princess Diana. What do you think about India? We traveled in India in 2024 for a month. It's an interesting country, but it's definitely up to your taste. Yet, out of the few cities, we've been like in Mumbai, then Goa, Amritsar, Haridwar, Rishikesh, and Delhi. Goa and Rishikesh was two of my favorites. Really chill, quite clean, cleaner than average India that you would expect. Yeah, Rishikesh was lovely. Since are you pro? If not pro, when you're going pro, trying this year. Basically, preparation and next few months, I guess. It's just about to be ready, sign up the sign up for the fight, and make that fight happen. Like a coconut crust. I'm married. My husband is literally in the chat. Boxing is changing. Dana White wants to change it. Yeah. What's Dana White doing? Signing up some guy, a boxer, for 15 million or something? When the UFC fighters are literally underpaid, yet still under. Yes, they increase bonuses and that kind of stuff. But come on, still big disparity. They should be paid more. You look bold and strong. Trying to be. Show your biceps. I don't have very big biceps, but can do. It can punch. As if you guys are paid peanuts and he wants to pay less boxing. Yeah, because well, 50 million is still good for actually quite good level of boxing. Because in boxing, that's also the myth that everyone get paid. No, there are a lot of journeymen. There are a lot of good boxers, but not the star level boxers. And to get to that stardom level, this is where you really get in the boxing. This is where boxers get paid very well. But levels below, it really depends. So, but I understand what you mean. Bulgaria. My husband lived in Bulgaria for quite some time before Georgia, before we met in Georgia a few years ago. Yeah, a gun show. I think I'm not really looking that jacked, but I think quite I have quite strong definition on my back, and I think it's nice in the daily life. I'm just looking like a fit girl, but when I'm doing boxing, especially under the light, it's also boxing. You've seen some of the best boxers. They're not really like a very jacked or anything like that. Some of them have like just average fit looking bodies, but the skill level is insane. So that's kind of where I'm aiming for. Piotr Jan did not like that journeyman comment. Why would he care? What's your age now? 25, turning 26 this year. Georgians are built different. I guess partially. I mean, there's some, some smaller nations, and if it's like a good nature, mountains available, they develop quite strong genetical characteristics. You mean you're an athlete by profession? I'm actually a personal trainer or coach by profession, and I specifically work online, and not with an athlete. I actually work with regular people, training, like finding their baseline, building a consistency in their training, optimizing certain habits and their lifestyle. That's what I do. Apart from that, well, because I do that online, I have a flexibility and freedom to travel. So does my husband. His revenue is also online. So we are kind of comfortably in the situation where we don't really need to work too much. We can work more and have a lot of money, but because we live in Vietnam, it's so affordable. We don't really need to work more on that. So now we're working on things long term, like my boxing career, my painting career. So those are like avenues we're building up. When I say we, yes, I do those things. I'm an executioner, but he's like a main support and an equal person behind, like doing all those things. So, good, thank you. Notre Dame, Charles eating Max Holloway today. If it was a championship fight, I wouldn't even say much. It was definitely better than it was. It was like a Hamza DP style, but except I think it was still more movement, still more action on Charles's behalf. I think that's my opinion. It wasn't that performance. I just think it wasn't BMF fight. Like BMF is best. Um, yeah, it was the best yeah. That's basically a title of the most baddest. Sorry, the baddest motherfucker. That wasn't the best motherfucker fight. That was basically Charles. That was the best strategy fight title, or like um, how BJJ is dominant over just striking type of title. That's all I'm gonna say. I love Charles though. I love both Max and Hall, but like Max literally couldn't do anything, and that's kind of on him as well. I think they should have been ready, but on the other hand, hey, what can you? Nothing. You have never felt a little anxious from coffee? Oh, absolutely, I had. Caffeine intoxication or even caffeine rush is completely natural thing if you process your caffeine um, healthy healthily. I mean, if you don't have like a tolerance build up or anything like that. This is not coffee though. This is such hot chocolate, and that's the reason I'm not drinking. In my program, training program now, um, caffeine is kind of tricky. I drink once, and like in a day off when I have like a 24 hours before my next training, yes, it's possible. But because it can interfere with the sleep, and sleep is like a key factor in the training, especially for me right now. So I'm avoiding caffeine myself as well. Even though I'm at this point of my life, I'm quite good. Like one cup of coffee, even Vietnamese coffee doesn't do much negative to me. Slapping Pedrian will send him back to the prelude journeyman or not. Well, I hope Mirab does that before I do. Sister, we're same age. I hope to go pro soon as well. Good luck to you in your journeys. I enjoy the YouTube content. Hey, Sub, thank you. Appreciate it. And well, good luck to you as well. Is it boxing as well or um, other martial arts or combat sport? Do you beat men? I don't beat men. I don't beat anyone. I just train with people and spar with them. And I'm all for. The other day I was actually thinking I'm a little bit too kind, and I need to kind of take away the habit. So sparring is all about respect to me, and like I work with I'm just trying to work my thing to get there to find those gaps to cut the angles to that's what I try to do. And with guys, I'm not trying to outpower them or anything like that. I'm just trying to use their pressure against me and just grow. And sometimes I actually do that quite successful and just appear in that like sneaky way, like a side angle, and I throw the combo and I land all those punches, and I'm like, "Oh, you're okay," but I know they're okay, but I'm like, it's not a good thing to do. So sometimes I'm realizing I'm a little bit too kind, and I need to be able not to do that on a fight. So it's like, "Oh, you're okay." I'm like concerned for you. No, no, just go do your thing. Um, but yeah, I don't like boxing. To me, is not about beating people. I think Ilia's brother Alexander Topuria is a real threat in bantamweight division. I absolutely agree with you, and I'm very excited to look more of what he got. I'm from California, no, I'm from Georgia, but not the state. Georgia, Tbilisi, the country, and Tbilisi is the capital. That was super excited, but not what I expected. I think yeah, a lot of people were like, "That's not what we expected," but it's okay. We're entitled to our opinions, though, and I think a lot of people agree. That was not BMF energy or type wipe or type of fight. Alex Sapure is interesting, and yes, let's see if he becomes star also. Well, his personality also, he's way more grounded, and he's also older brother, so his energy he seems to be super respect. At least so far, I think he's all super respectful with his opponents. He speaks both Topuria speak multiple languages, but there was this cool interview when after one of his first or second win in UFC, Alexander Licho responded for 4 or 5 different languages to different like people for German, Spanish, Georgian, Russian, and English. I think so. That was quite impressive. And yeah, from some common folks that know Tupurias and I know them, they characterize them like that. Ilia seems to be actually very like laughing, always happy guy. Like he's chill pretty much, at least in the inner circle. And Alexander is like a leader. Yeah, it's just a year difference, but between him and their like some of their friends who are like younger, Alex will be always the leader in the pack. So that's quite interesting to see. And he put his career aside to help his brother to prepare as a coach. So a lot of what you see of Ilya is his brother standing like by his side and coaching him and being his older brother. So that's It's very interesting. Becky Lynch is the first reference today. Okay, we got at least one comment till that day. Okay. Well, I didn't see that one. Welcome, Joseph. Hi, Bert. Greetings to you. I hope you're doing well. Absolutely. I hope you're doing well as well. Drew Dober has been taking lessons from Giga Chat Derek Choi. That's a good one. Alex Topuria. Topuria versus Vin Oliveira would be fire. Yeah, no, definitely. I hope that happens. Now that's deadly combo. I can do cartwheel. I can do that. I never learned it, never risked to break my neck. I probably can learn it if I just go to, specific gym and just practice, but that's no point. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. You like potatoes? Funny that you're asking. Potatoes being pretty much one of the main carbs as the side dish that we've been eating. So every day we make different variations of. Okay, we have like cherry tomatoes, some cucumbers, some little salad, chicken breast with no skin, cooked, some meatballs. We like found a very cheap and quite low calorie pack of few meatballs. There's also eggs. Sometimes it's a red meat. So those like sources of protein, and we make potatoes. You just boil them, then we just cut them. Sometimes we add the cream sauce. Sometimes we just mix it with meatballs. Sometimes we just don't do anything. Basically, potatoes being every day for last 2 weeks, and we are quite. I mean, as long as it's a good, nutritious, delicious food, we don't mind eating the same thing pretty much with slight variations daily. And yeah, I can tell that I love potatoes. We do love potatoes, both me and Chris. Chocolate contains sugar. How much sugar intake is taken every day in your meal? Do you count calories? Count calories, 100%. But more importantly, count nutrition. And as long as I meet the requirements for the protein and the fat and fiber and some like vitamins, just good food generally. So I like sweet. And I can add some sugar to a black tea sometimes, and like just have it like that. Also, the rule is now that when I eat dessert straight away, and dessert not like anything big, but just small. There's like a matcha or green tea chocolates here, Kit Kat versions, like Asian version. I really love those, and just a little sweet thing after the whole meal, and that is actually proven that it's the best time to have a dessert or something sweet. If you have sugar separately on its own, it's not the best thing. Sugar is not a demon, however. It's just people misuse it. People don't move. People pursue the stagnant lifestyle, and they basically overconsume sugar. And they basically overconsume refined sugar and all that kind of stuff. When you're active in active training, if you're an athlete, it becomes different. That becomes your fuel, and it's completely normal to have a Snickers bar here and banana there, and another chocolate. Uh, the more energy expanding style of sport you're pursuing, the more you will need that. What happened to the White House card? It went from John Jones to Cooper McGregor to disappointing White House card. I think they're gonna change it again, and that's what they have available or whatever it is. Yes, in my opinion, I'm just looking at it as another event. I'm not following that hype of the White House, despite Topuria engaging being there. And I'm absolutely supportive of that, and well, happy that Topuria will be in that card. But it's just a card. It looks like an interesting card to see, probably with exciting fights, but it's not like a stardom or the god level anything. So we shall see. I still think it's gonna change. not fully, but I think even though it's get like those are the matchups, uh, there's still time ahead. There might some things might happen. You never know. Yes, Miami low quality women for sure. Who said about Ella? What do you think Ilia's wife cheating on him? Ah, that was the thing. I don't know about cheating. I don't think that was confirmed. You can double check. I think it was like a rumor levels, but I think the whole lawsuit thing, trying to take a daughter away. As long as I know they settled down on things, but if I would happen to, let's say, divorce my husband, or let's say we don't have a romantic interest anymore, we cannot leave, we cannot live together anymore. But then he's still my family because he's the father of my child. You know, you should not just, oh, okay, I just don't want to be with that person anymore. I can do whatever I want with our child. That's a lot of what a lot of women think, but that's not the case. So yeah, I guess there are good ones everywhere, but there are some places there good ones are even less than other places. That's probably Miami. Like and subscribe to Red Hat Diaries. Thank you, Matt. Chandler versus Brazilian McGregor. Oh, that's fun. That's funny. The rookie. Yeah, it's the style. Like when people talk about others mimicking McGregor, he actually feels like McGregor. Like his style. When they like looked at me first time, I was like, wow, that looks like Connor. At least the way he moves and his counter punching. It's like really reminded me of Conor McGregor in his prime, early young years. But yeah, that's a funny take. Like Chandler versus Brazilian, or like a Temo McGregor. They maybe tried to recreate that vibe, but that's the thing. Murphy is interesting, very interesting fighter, and I think he has potential to be very good, or maybe even star on his own. It's just he's not McGregor. No one is McGregor. We don't need another McGregor. Like it's well, that's uh, that's my opinion. What a pretty lady. Thank you. What song? It's like no, it's Pretty Woman, not Pretty Lady. How many tattoos do I have? Five tattoos exactly. Couple big ones, medium, and small ones. It's literally surprising now boys predicted before it happened. Yeah, that's a little bit shame. Bert, good question. If you could be remembered for your fighting skills or painting skills, which would you pick? Well, that's the thing. I always wanted, deep in my heart, to excel at both. And there were times when I would give up on one because of another, and vice versa. And then finally, at the time where I never been as good as I am skill wise, and I think IQ and timing and control wise in boxing. Like I never been as good as I'm now comparing to my own self. And art wise, I never been as good either. And it's cool to kind of bring it all together. And I would say I'm more of an artist at heart. And maybe my fighting image, my boxing image might essentially revolve around that too. That I'm here for the craft. Like, I don't care about a lot of things that I don't care. For me, that's a craft. I'm here to master it, and that's my attitude. It's just that seeking for that excellence in the craft. So I would love to be able to, because that's rare. I think it's more seldom than rather being just an artist or a boxer. Imagine you're both at the higher level. That's something that I would love to pursue, and I already do. Stop scrolling because saw that cool tattoo. Yeah, that's a cool one. I mean, new Air Force recruit. They learn boxing from you. Well, look at my channel. I'll get back more to some of the boxing live streams because guys, you gotta understand. I started training by like I do cardio expansion and some strengths and this and that, and I kind of I don't live stream that. That's kind of my time, and you shouldn't show everything. But what I'm gonna do, because there's gonna be now more of the double sessions a day, and a lot of those sessions are 80% of the training I has to be like zone two, lighter technique, coordination. So yeah, when we do that, I will like try to live stream more some of the heavy back, work. Not the heavy, not the hard one, but take my time and explain and respond to the questions and show some combinations I think. You're fighting girl. I'm looking forward to in the boxing. A child. What child? Yeah, I don't know what was that about. I didn't mention any child. Okay. Keep scrolling up, guys. Trying to get on the chat. Okay, don't spam. Will you get more tattoos? Not really. I think I'm good now. You have a partner, have a husband. He's right in the chat. What perfume do you wear? I'm wearing no perfumes. I don't really wear much perfumes usually. From Georgia, Tbilisi. Max having no experience against high-level grapplers is his stick fights got exposed tonight. Well, yeah, he's one of the fighters who haven't been much into the grappling, and that's it doesn't make him a bad fighter. It's just he's not a good grappler, I would say. Kaio and AI. Well, my husband likes to call me artistic intelligence or sometimes autistic intelligence. Happy Women's Day. Thank you. Hi, awesome. Well, good. Yash, good to see you. I'm from Georgia, the country. Well, you're a natural, no perfume in your body. I don't have anything against perfume. I'm just not using it pretty much. Charles always been a boring fighter. He tended the BMF belt. I couldn't put Charles, even as a grappler, I cannot call him the most boring grappler at all. He definitely gives more action than a lot of others. Uh, However, yeah, for BMF, I agree with you. It wasn't a BMF type of fight. And I think there should be a little bit of verbal, because it's at the end of the day, it's all about entertainment. Yes, we're talking about sport, winning is the most important. But is it? Or entertainment is the most important for the organization? Like, we need to kind of establish that. And there are fighters who are like Topurias. They know to wrestle and they know how to do BJJ very well, but they don't lean on it because it's just safer. They build their game to be able to, and also excel at striking and boxing to just create that image around themselves, that style. So their style is basically their like that is their signature, right? So they're using BJJ and wrestling just to have a safe game is almost like, okay, for championship fight, yeah, no one can judge you. Like you do what you do the best, right? It's about the using what is the best for you and what works the best for you. We want a BMF. We want blood, right? It's about the baddest motherfucker. It's not about the safest win, right? That's that's no disrespect to Charles. Just saying my opinion. You look like Becky Lynch. Do you know who she is? Yes, and that's the second reference on the Becky Lynch today. Happy Women's Day, ma'am. How are you and where are you from? By the way, from India. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi, and I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Boycott the White House. That might happen. It's like people just boycotting. Besides, if it doesn't really sell, that's going to be an issue. They will have to change it or reschedule it, or it can create some sort of problems. How tall are you? I'm 161 centimeters. Yeah, definitely not the BMF fight. Is there any women who can beat Francis in gun? I don't know. I don't think so. I already responded to the height questions. I'm 161 centimeters or 5'3" not 5'2". I would always say 5'2", but 5'3". How is your painting coming along? Well, Polaroid painting is pretty much done. Some little touches needs to be made, but I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'm already thinking about the next artwork, so gonna start this next week, starting a new piece. Happy Women's Day, thank you. So how is the weather at my side? It's very warm or even hot. Good morning. Which country you from? I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. You're beautiful. Have a nice day. Thank you. You as well. Have a nice day. Watching from Philippines. Hello. Hello, Paul. I'm not sure what this po about, but I've heard that po is very. When I hear that, I know that those are Filipinos. And Manny Pacquiao is one of my all-time favorite boxers. So shout out to Philippines. Watching from Nepal. Hi. Okay. So here I have a herbal mix, like green tea and stuff. They always serve it with the coffee or whatever you would order. So I like that about Vietnam. What work do you do? Well, YouTube is work, painting is work, training for boxing, pro debut is well potentially in the future partially work. I'm also a personal trainer, a coach, and I work online. I have some long-term clients, I have shorter-term clients, and that's what I do. Why do you know Filipino language? That wasn't a language, that just was a word or a sound that I've heard a lot of Filipinos doing. Also, my husband's father's girlfriend is Filipino, so she told me. Seems like yeah, I've seen you in some movie. Maybe someone that looks like me. Which fella from New Zealand. Hi. Are you saying winter is finishing in Georgia? Well, I'm not in Georgia. I'm in the Vietnam and Trang, so in Southeast Asia, it's quite hot. You look fit. I want to see your biceps. Nice biceps. It's okay. Okay. Uh, well, it looks. Let me pin this one. Is it, guys? Can you please confirm if this link is clickable? So this is the. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's clickable on my end, but let me see from. Okay. No, from your chat or from your. So now I'm from the quizzes chat, and it doesn't seem to be clickable. Okay, maybe I need to do that. Let me see if I can add into chat. Yeah, I need to activate my chat because I'm talking to you, but I cannot. Um, what about if I go from another phone to my account? I'll try to do that now. I'm live now, so let's see if it shows online. Yes, it does. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, um, babe, can you send me this link in the WhatsApp, please, and I'll copy it. I'll copy it and put it from mine and see if that works. Yeah, like I have chat here on the another phone. How does height affect performance in boxing? That's a good question. The longer you are, the taller you are. It's always an advantage, but it doesn't. It pushes shorter boxes. I think if you do it correctly, you can become very good at distance control, at getting in, inch control. Um, so yeah, it's always an advantage to have a reach advantage. However, that's not the a verdict. If you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't know if Chris can hear me here. Are you a boxer? Are you any good? Check out my channel and you judge by yourself. I will leave it to you. Right now, the question is I'm trying to. Okay, I'll get to my husband to. Um, hello, hello. It's a Sophie from God watching Sansa Stark. Yeah, except not really. I probably would be Arya rather. Okay, does it seem to be clickable? Yeah, it's so weird. The problem is like from yeah, not clickable. But it looks clickable from my end, from the phone I'm live streaming from. But here, and apparently on all of your accounts, guys, it doesn't do it. But let me try something else. I'm wondering if I can do that live description. If I can do it from here. No, I cannot. Um, I was putting about. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the only option left is to put the link before I start the live stream, put it in the video description, and see if it's clickable from there. Other than that, yeah, I don't know exactly what options do we have. But this is basically the link for the upcoming online shop that we're preparing, and there's going to be some items and my artwork prints available soon. It's quite a slow process. We're gradually getting there. Well, you can knock me out anytime. Well, uh, if you looked at my videos and genuinely think about it, I appreciate that. My husband says I hit hard. You know, when he held pads for me once, he's a big guy, so he thinks I hit hard for my weight. No painting today. No, just resting. I'm gonna actually keep this one short as well. A couple more minutes, and I'll actually wrap this one up. It's been good to talk to you guys and communicate more, but it's a rest day, and I'm gonna embrace most of it. Greetings from Puerto Rico. Good to see you. Well, the live stream was originally about the UFC 326 event. It wasn't bad, but the champion the BMF fight was not BMF. I changed my mind, but no hate to Charles, no hate to Max at this point. It was not just a BMF type of fight, and at that level, it's about choices. You know, whether you play it safe, then you win, or you have that unwritten agreement that no, we're gonna put like a real fight, like a face to face mix of the striking and grappling, not just laying down, holding, and control time, whatever that is. So I think that's what people were frustrated about. Dober's knockout was my favorite. Beautiful knockout, and so was Rodriguez. You like much to return to karaoke? I mean, I'll do karaoke. I actually did a little bit yesterday. It was just not good numbers and there's connection issues or something. But I usually live stream my karaoke's. I'll do today as well. Hi, Richard. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Hey, Ilia, let's paint. Yeah, let's do tomorrow. Tomorrow, this week. Sorry, next week I'm starting a new piece. That's 100% sure. What's your height? 161 centimeters or 5 feet 3, 5 foot 3. Not American, that's for sure. The link is just me landing a page with a mailing listing. Yes, that's for now. It's a mailing list. It's for people to sign up, so they get that direct notification. And also, what are we were thinking to do is to, I might make a piece live, like original, just one session, original small Canva piece that was like a gift to one person. So whoever signs up, emails, we will make the spin, and well, it picks one lucky winner. And for everyone else, obviously, it's just going to be a notification too, and there's going to be a print available, merchandise, and some other items when we launch the shop. Georgian. From Spain. I'm learning English. Good for you. I learned English at some point as well. Sign up and be in the contest where we will draw a lucky winner for original painting from the Nareta Diaries that will be done live on a long stream. Yeah. So we're only figuring out to have a clickable link, so you don't have to copy it and then put it. I think I need to put it in the video description, in the live description before I start live. So I need to edit it this way. Was if anyone ongoing war in the Middle East. Not going to stick to politics for too long, but it's very, very bad. Any war is bad because people die. However, political events, the ideologies, religions, power, hungry dynamics. It's just being in a position when you cannot do anything about it. You can just observe. That's rough, but it is what it is. Your new subscriber, appreciate it. It's very bad anywhere. I think the same. That's Georgia been in a lot of wars too, and in the recent years as well. So we kind of know what it costs. Absolute gem, beauty with talent. Thank you. Yes, war is hell. It is, and whoever cherish. Though, from the other hand, I actually like militaristic strategy and like a subject. When you like really learn that. I think every country, the country is stronger when it has a good, strong defense, trained army, special army, that kind of stuff. And you peace doesn't come without the ground. You need to stand the ground, and then you need to have that ground to maintain that peace as well. But unfortunately, nowadays, as you said, it's the peace almost is not a goal anymore. It's about divide people, create the ideological uh, pulling mechanism for people to lean one side or another instead of focusing on the things that are really important. So it's like almost like a dividing tool, just to distract people and in reality have a monopoly on the weapons and on the resources and the proxy influence in different countries. And, politics are very dirty. My name is Diana. I am from Georgia. I'm not Israeli. I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi. And guys, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up now. I appreciate you very much. Generally, it was good to talk to you about the events. There were like some, as I said, some cool fights, some more entertaining, some less, and well, main fight was not exactly what we wanted, but again, it is what it is, and we shall see what's gonna happen next. Thank you very much. Have a good day, good night, depending where you're from, and I see you in the next one. Oh.